We are Lagos Talks 91.3.
Let's talk.
Okay, so we've got in the studio with us Victor Daniyan. He is the CEO, founder of Vikseen Virtual. Now, for those people who play computer games, if you know the popular FIFA and PES, how it goes, this is a similar thing.
Correction, Femi, it's not Daniyan, it's Daniyan.
Daniyan.
Because you're from Kebbi State.
Yes. Not Yoruba.
I'm not Yoruba. It's from Kebbi State. I know more about your guest than you do.
You had like full 30 minutes with him in one room.
Daniyan.
So his very funny story. One of our listeners reached out to me on social media. I think it was Twitter, and said we should take a look as well at what he has achieved. So when I explained the FIFA and PES computer games, it's just to give you a picture. He has done something similar. Pro Evolution Soccer.
Okay, thank you for breaking it down. Not all of us are sitting in front of the tablet.
This is the time I love, because now you cannot outshine me. You cannot outshine me. So he has done something similar to that. But when you play those games, one of the things you notice is you find a lot of foreign clubs: Manchester United, Chelsea, Real Madrid, Barcelona, Juventus. Mm-hmm. What he has done for this PC game is he's done Nigerian club sites. So the Aimbas, the Caterpillars, the MFM Football Club, Rangers. It's so good that he did the Premier League division and went down to the Nigerian National League. So there are about 44 clubs in this PC game.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Wow.
So he'll be here to talk more about it. Victor, it's great to have you here. Good morning.
I'm glad to be here as well.
You're too young to be a CEO. How old are you?
26.
26. Well.
It's a very interesting story about how it all started. So let's start off with that. How did this idea, before we go to Vikseen Virtual, the game we're talking about now?
Yeah.
How did you conceive this idea? What led to it?
Okay. First of all, this idea started from school. Okay, I schooled in Covenant University. Graduated 2017. Okay. Building technology. I'm not doing anything like that now. So
building technology.
Yes. So I'm a lover of football. I play football, so I'm a goalkeeper.
Okay.
So in school we usually play.
Were you any good?
Yes, but I'm not.
Okay, that not very good. Okay.
I was.
Did you play for your school?
No.
Okay.
That was a choice, but I was invited.
Well, into camp. Okay, fair enough.
So so there we play. There's this team called Covenant University Premier League. Okay, we played there and everything. So after the whole thing, because Are you
talking virtually or on the field now?
On the field. On the field.
Okay.
So after this event, we just play and leave it like that. Play and go. Yeah. So I'm like, okay, let's take the step further. I like thinking ahead. So
critical thinking.
Yeah. So when we graduated, me and one of my classmates, Victor too. So and Kemi too. We're three. Me, Victor, and Kemi. So we went to Covenant University. Okay, let's change this narrative. Let's start recording the matches. Okay. Because we don't usually see universities recording their matches or stuff. We started rebranding the league. Okay, so after that, we were now talking with some of the players. Okay, now you can see yourself, because they're happy about it. Okay, you can see yourself play again. Not that you just play and go. You can get these clips and take it out. So I was now talking to one of them and saying, very soon you can see yourself in video games. And he was like, it's not possible. That how will we see myself in video game? Video game, those people are people that Man U, Barca, Madrid. And I was like, no, it's possible, because I was not like, it's possible. Like, I started this like 300 level, but I stopped because of discouragement. So I said it's possible. I went back to my project, started again. So I started with Covenant University Premier League. Okay, so looking at it, I said, okay, this is university. What about Nigerian League? I didn't know anything. Most people don't know anything about Nigerian League. I knew Aimba and Caterpillars alone. Okay, we should have a league now. Since English, EPL is England, every country should have a league. So I started researching and checking out. Like, the history is very interesting. Nigerian football has been very, very great. But the thing about it is that people don't know about it. And so this is like a platform where we can bring the information about the league to the people. Okay, people that play games, the younger ones. Because there was a man I met in Ogbomoso, one Baba like that, watching Crown FC match. So he was like, we have lost 45 years down. They have lost the fans of Nigerian league. Everybody wants to as if they just give you a club from bet. Okay, you're a Chelsea fan now, yeah. Arsenal, but you guys have roots. Your state has a club. So this is how we started this. So we started implementing this since 2019 and started making changes, and and the Nigerian database is not something that's easy to get normally.
You can say that.
We looked around, we checked, and in NNL is worse. Like no info, nothing. You don't see things about the players.
So how were you able to gather the information you did? Because you say you have all 20 Nigerian Professional Football League clubs.
Yeah.
How were you able to put together the data? Because for those who play these computer games in coach, every player has different abilities. Yeah. Ronaldo is quick, can shoot, can nod, is good on the box. How are you able to impute those data for these players? And number two, how are you able to get the names of these players of all 20 clubs?
Okay, so we used 2 websites for this. We used transfermarket.com. So surprisingly, they had the Nigerian league. Okay, and we used bsoccer.com. So these two, the way we get the starting lineup are those that will start, because if we put random people, people won't really feel it. So we looked at the appearances, because they keep the stats. So we look at the appearances. Okay, those that appeared more in each position, they're definitely the first team members. Okay, that's how we solved that. Okay, about their abilities, we looked at some of the matches. Some of these clubs are actually trying their best to project their matches to the fans. So we have to now sit down and watch some of these matches, mostly highlights though, but we try and watch this match. Like Remo Stars stream their matches, and Eyimba gives us highlights. Some of them, Aqua United too gives us highlights. So we use all this information to try and
you have to familiarize yourself with the players.
Yes, we have to make ourselves familiar with the players and their strengths based on what you have seen. But with time to get more accurate, because we are just seeing, like, there are a lot of players in the game. So we are just seeing it from now, and we will still improve on that, definitely.
Let's talk about the interface. What does it look like? What's the feeling like? Where can we get the game?
Okay, in as much as we are trying to, bring in the African, African clubs, we're also trying to bring in the African feel. Okay, so the game is going to include songs from Nigerians, upcoming artists. So we are using that to also promote this artist. So it's not the usual songs you're going to be hearing when you're playing game. And if those that play game a lot, you should know songs go a long way. I find myself downloading songs I've played in FIFA 15 or PES 10. You get so, because these songs go a long way. So we're going to implement that. Now, while you're playing the game, you're going to see a lot. You're going to one thing that makes Nigerian football interesting is these sounds. You're watching Nigeria when you're hearing that trumpet and the drums. Yeah, so that you're playing in Nigeria. It's different when you go to Anfield. You know that this is Anfield because of the songs and everything. So that is also going to be implemented. One of the other things that will be there is the commentary. Okay, normal PES and FIFA have their commentators, so we are going to. But
that's what you have currently in your game.
Yes. So these are coming up in the updates. Okay, so this first release was just for people to see the idea. Okay, and to push with something, because one thing about developing these kinds of things, you ask any game developer, your mind is more on developing than actually showing it out there. Okay, before you show it out, and it happens to us a lot of times. Okay, you want to show it out, but it's not perfect enough. Let me just add. Then you keep yourself adding. Okay, let me show it out. Oh no, let me add. So let it be out there. Let people see it. Then we start improving from there.
This sounds like a Pan-African thing. Have you gone outside of Nigeria? Are there other clubs? Because yes, Nigeria have got big clubs. Eyimba, Kano Pillars, you mentioned, Rangers, and all, Heartland and all. Yeah. But there are bigger clubs outside of Nigeria. Al Ali, for example. Yeah. Mamelodi Sundowns, Zamalek, Raja Casablanca. What's the scope outside of Nigeria?
Okay, so after this, like I said in the game, there's the Nigerian League and the NNL. So after this NPFL, the next 2 leagues you're going to be adding is the Egyptian League and the South African League. Okay, and also so that the CAF Champions League can be played in the game and you have a better feel, because you need clubs from different leagues. Without PES and FIFA does this. Okay, mostly PES.
What they just do for you, they give selected, so they just put selected clubs. They will pick across Africa.
Yeah, so we selected a lot of clubs: Tanzania, there's Simba SC, Orlando Pirates, Kazia Chiefs, and the rest. So we just selected some of it so that they are going to be playable in the next update. And one thing we are trying to do too, because this game is on the PC, so we know that not everybody will be able to play this game, but we want people to watch this game. So on our YouTube, we're starting something very soon that will feature all these clubs. So first of all, the Covenant University Premier League, because that's where we started from. Okay, the MPFL.
Sorry, when you say Covenant University Premier League, does that mean each team, like there's a United, or is it local? Do they give them?
Okay, yes, the Covenant University teams have 8 teams. The league has 8 teams created in the school. Okay. So there's the Panthers, Flaming Warriors,
okay,
and different. So those players are currently they'll also start another edition for this year. So it's players that play. So I feel it's a way that people can even get this youngsters.
Who are the defending champions?
Defending champions, Panther City.
Okay.
Panther City FC.
One last question. Every time now you find applications or software on most of the Play Store, the iOS. Basically, it's a PC, so that means we can't get it on any of this Android device or iOS store.
Yeah, not yet.
But where can we get it from, and is it free?
Okay, yeah. So you can get it from. We have all our platforms. We put the link out. YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram. Okay. So and also Facebook. So it's at if you go to Vikseen_Virtual on Twitter, you see the link there.
You have a website?
Yeah, we are working on a website. Right?
Okay.
Working on a website.
So trot out your list of.
So on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Vikseen_Virtual. So and on YouTube, Vikseen Media. All the steps to download are there. We put all the links to, and we made a video on how to download it, so that even though you don't know anything about computers, you'll be able to download and install successfurely.
So, and also for people like me.
Yes.
We're biased towards people like
also, we're going to be putting out content out on our YouTube, so that for people that don't get to play and watch and actually know more about this, and this will be with our live commentary and like a Nigerian commentary and everything. So you see all the elements we are talking about live. And so as I was saying before, we're going to do like a mini competition. Clubs from all over Africa, in Nigeria, we'll do playoffs and the rest. But everything will be like live broadcast of the way
yes, how it's streamed. Esports is streamed online. Yeah,
exactly. So we'll be doing that very soon on our YouTube.
We are Lagos Talks 91.3.
Let's talk.